Brits last night, Dion Dublin.
I wasn't there.
Well,
I wasn't there.
That's the first surprise of the day. But here we are. It is the 1st of March, and it feels like it as well. Blue sky at the moment, but we've had sunshine, we've had showers. Dion's not put his coat on. It is St David's Day. Palace have got a Welshman back in the team, or a Welsh international, in Brennan Johnson, and we're all ready for the start. Manchester United, red shirts, white shorts, black socks. Actually, Palace have turned them around and made Manchester United attack towards the Stretford end in the first half. And it is United who kick off. Chris Kavanagh blows his whistle against Crystal Palace in their change kit, the pristine white change kit with the blue and red stripe right down the front, not the diagonal like they used to have many years ago, and have actually had one or two times since. This one right down the front. Manchester United under Michael Carrick, who's down there on the side of the pitch. The in-form Manchester United under Michael Carrick. Today looking to go third in the Premier League. Michael Carrick named as the Premier League Manager of the Month for January. And Crystal Palace here with the chance to do something the club has never done before. And they've made a habit of that, haven't they, under Oliver Glasner, who's just putting a light padded jacket on actually on the side of the pitch. And that would be to win 3 times in a row away against Manchester United. Here is Wharton for Palace. I'll run you through the teams again, but they've each made one change from their previous matches. Mitchell with a cross, and that's headed away by Luke Shaw, carrying across, headed back into the box. Strand Larsen turns and shoots, but snatched at it. He's on the bounce, just bounced up, and he hit that well wide of goal, probably by 10 yards, and it's a goal kick to Manchester United. Dion Dublin.
Yeah, first couple of touches there from Strand Larsen. Nice and comfortable, nice and sure with his touches. Puts it in front of his teammate, gets himself half a chance. That's what you want as a centre forward, get a nice feel for it early doors. I think United here, they should really be coming into this one with lots of energy, lots of confidence, and they're at home as well.
And that is Dion Dublin, former Manchester United striker, Premier League winner, Golden Boot winner, England international, sitting alongside me here with bright sunshine now on Old Trafford. And Kamada, as Bruno Fernandes thought he might have won a free kick, but Palace go back towards the edge of their own penalty area. So the one change for Manchester United, Michael Carrick, as Fernandes goes for a shot from distance after a poor clearance from Dean Henderson, but he didn't catch it actually, and it went right along the ground, and Henderson was able to actually control it with his right foot.
I think Henderson was lucky, by the way, that he didn't catch that right, because Bruno Fernandes had the right idea. He's 35 yards out, Henderson's out of his goal. If he catches it, he scores.
Big news for Manchester United is that, I think possibly as we expected, but it wasn't a cert, that Benjamin Sesko's in the team. So after a string of matches on the bench, Michael Carrick says, yep, your goal form deserves a place. As Sarr at the other end shoots, and Strand Larsen goes for a scorpion kick actually, threw his heels up, fell forward, threw his heels up, didn't make contact on it, and so the deflection from the effort from Sarr means it's a corner to Palace.
But that's how scorpion kicks work. You just give it a go, it's right behind him. He's made the right run, he's got across his defender, but the ball just takes a ricochet. It goes in behind his number 22 shirt, and he tries the scorpion kick. Unlucky.
So it's a corner to Palace. Actually, he wasn't that close, was he? I've just seen the replay. It's a corner. Johnson is going to take it. Johnson, who is into the Palace team for Gesson, who's on the bench. Johnson takes it. It's a very high one. Lacroix with the header. It's in! It hits the post and goes in! And Palace are in front! They've won here in each of the last 2 seasons, and they're ahead of game. And that's a bit of a shock to the system for Michael Carrick's Manchester United. United 0, Crystal Palace 1.
You cannot let your opposite number push you around if you're a big centre-half like Lenny Yoro. You just cannot have it. Yes, it's a centre-half that's come up, he's physical, he's making sure he gets on the ball first. I actually thought the ball was far too high, too much snow on it, as we say. And I'm thinking, go and head it away. And Lenny Yoro and Lacroix just literally pushes him away. Lenny Yoro has no idea where he is. He has a couple of seconds to guide it into the far post where it's come from. It's a very, very good header, but the defending, I've got to say, Lenny Yoro is awful.
But wily from Lacroix. He's got the better of young Lenny Yoro in every sense.
Yeah, too easy though, John, too easy. If you're a centre-half, that's the one thing you do. You don't allow your opposite number to get the first contact on the ball.
So, Crystal Palace, who, after a very difficult few weeks, have found a little bit of something again after all of the turmoil. Would Oliver Glasner actually be leaving before the end of the season? Well, he's not. He's still here, and having won 2 of their last 3 matches in the Premier League, having won their last 2 matches in all competitions, here they are winning 1-0 at Old Trafford again as Bryan Mbeumo is blatantly pulled back by Kamada. That's going to be a yellow card, first of the match. Kamada knows it. He's not even looking at referee Kavanagh. There's the card, and a free kick to Manchester United on the halfway line. He knew that Mbeumo was away. There were covering defenders, but he blatantly pulled him back.
Yeah, it's early doors in this game, but I'm watching United. They're just a bit hesitant in whether they should go and squeeze or whether they're kind of in between at the moment. Shall we squeeze? Shall we not squeeze? What are we doing? So yeah, they have to settle down, United, quickly and look a little bit more assured on the ball and even out of possession as well. What are we doing? Make sure you do it the right way and go together.
Well, if you just switched on to us on 5 Live, you've missed a great deal of drama. We were sitting here listening to Rangers 2, Celtic 2, Celtic coming from 2 goals down, and now a goal in the first 5 minutes for Crystal Palace here. A second goal of the week for Lacroix, who scored against Zrinski on Thursday night, the Bosnian side in the Conference League. So 2 goals in the space of 4 days for the Crystal Palace number 5. And a long pass that Cunha is stretching for. He actually ends up sliding on his backside, couldn't get a touch, and it's through for a goal kick. So Manchester United, Michael Carrick bringing in Benjamin Sesko to play up front after the Slovenian has come on as a substitute in the last 5 matches. But he has scored in his last 2, he's scored in 3 of his last 4, and he's scored 6 goals in his last 7 appearances. So he was very much knocking on the door, Dion.
Yeah, and if you keep doing what you're asked to do, you are not going to get ignored. So yeah, got his chance, and can you continue that?
He's in. Amad Diallo is on the bench. It is 1-0 to Crystal Palace. We do have a choice of listening right now because 3 Premier League matches are underway here at Old Trafford. Sports Extra 2 is Brighton against Nottingham Forest on your BBC Sounds app. Fulham Tottenham is on Sports Extra. And at that match, Aaron Paul
have the ball in the back of the net courtesy of a quality Harry Wilson finish, but Spurs are arguing that Radu Dragusin was fouled in the build-up to it. I'm not sure if VAR are going to look at this. We've had no indication of it, but it's a magnificent finish from Harry Wilson. Bob keeping the ball in at the byline, hooking it back. Wilson sort of, on a sort of a semi-scissor kick action, just slamming it past the goalkeeper. It is Fulham 1, Spurs now. We've just had the confirmation that VAR will check this for a possible foul. Back with you in a minute, John.
OK, thanks, Aaron. But goes without saying, the worst possible start for Tottenham in Igor Tudor's second match in charge. And also to Brighton, Sohail Sahi.
And the worst possible start for Vitor Pereira in his second Premier League game in charge. Brighton 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Diego Gomez with the goal. Nottingham Forest didn't clear their lines. It fell to Gomez just right side of the penalty area, and he lashed it home past Matt Salles. Good finish. Brighton 1, Nottingham Forest 0.
So struggling Forest, already losing. Tottenham 1-0 down, but that is being checked, and we will be back with Aaron Paul as soon as we hear more on that. And Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1 here at Old Trafford. What's the news, Aaron?
Goal given, Fulham 1, Spurs 0, and Igor Tudor turns to his bench and raises his arms and just looks to the heavens because his Spurs side are behind there. 8 minutes gone, Fulham 1, Tottenham 0.
Excellent play from Sarr for Crystal Palace here, shrugging off the challenge, giving it to Mitchell. He crossed it across the box. Dalot went down. I thought for a moment there he might have blocked that cross with his arm, but there were no appeals from Crystal Palace, and Palace go back to the halfway line. That was an opening, Dion.
It was an opening as well. I think Mitchell down the left-hand side, he just has to admit that first man, he's got 3 white shirts in the box. They had every chance of making it 2, but it was a cross. It was the wrong choice.
So it is 1-0 with the headed goal by Lacroix from the Johnson corner in the 4th minute of the match. So Manchester United, just the one change, as I mentioned. Lammon's the goalkeeper. Dalot, Yoro, Maguire and Shaw then Casemiro and Menu, and Burmo, Fernandes, Cunha and Sesko up front. So Amad Diallo is there among the substitutes. And Crystal Palace, their one change, Johnson coming into the team for Gesson, who's a substitute. That's from the team that started against Zrinski on Thursday night. So Henderson in goal, Richards, Lacroix and Campbell, the three central defenders, Munoz and Mitchell in the wide areas, Wharton and Kamada in the middle, then Sarr, Brennan Johnson and Jürgen Strand-Larsen. Casemiro with the ball in the central third. Here's Bruno Fernandes, little pass forward from him. Cunha turns, gives it back out to Dalot on the right hand side. This is Manchester United, 6 matches unbeaten under Michael Carrick since they were knocked out of the FA Cup here by Brighton in Darren Fletcher's last match as the interim. And Burmo, nice ball, Menu on the edge of the area, good tackle low from Wharton. That's a little bit of a contest, isn't it, today? Wharton and Menu in the midfield together, contesting this match, but also possibly a place in the England squad for the World Cup, those two, with Menu coming back into the picture. Lovely pass from Casemiro, and then across from the right-hand side from Cunha, but too close to Henderson, who was able to gobble it up, just grabbed it with both hands.
Yeah, it's better from United. I can see that Bruno Fernandes is getting a little bit frustrated now. He's looking over his shoulder when they haven't got the ball, trying to get his red shirts into the right positions, because at the moment Palace are just playing through the thirds with ease.
So 1-0 to Crystal Palace, and here is Sarr away again, such an important player for Palace. And now Munoz, another one, back to Sarr, Sarr with a shot, Lamens makes the save, Munoz challenging for it with Shaw, and actually too physical, or was the offside flag was up. Actually, when it came back to Munoz, he really clattered into Shaw though. He was looking to head it, and the two of them certainly clashed shoulders. Whether they clashed heads or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was just, I think Munoz goes down the right-hand side. He actually puts the balls in, but the ball in the box, and is actually offside when the ball goes to him, but he just clashes heads with Shaw on that rebound. Shaw's trying to head it back to the keeper, he's trying to head it back to his teammate, and they're both going in opposite directions. So they're on their feet though, both of them, which is good.
Yeah, I think it was upper body, wasn't it? Maybe rather than heads coming together, so Shaw's okay. Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1. So yes, to this point, Manchester United unbeaten since Michael Carrick was appointed in January. They are actually unbeaten in 10 Premier League matches since before Christmas. They're the only Premier League team who are unbeaten in the league since Boxing Day, Manchester United, but 1-0 down here against Palace, who, as I say, won here in each of the last 2 seasons. Wharton, his pass, it's deflected, a little flick from Johnson. Now here's Kamada just wandering with the ball out towards the far side, and in the end, with Yoro going with him, Palace go back towards the halfway line. This Palace team, this performance, as I say, they've won 2 matches. Okay, they were against Wolves, bottom of the table, but improving Wolves, and won the other night against the Bosnian side Zrinski. But this performance so far really makes it look like they've recaptured some confidence.
They just look very comfortable. They've come out here, if you didn't know where this ground was and who these teams were, you'd think that Palace were the home side. At the moment they're looking so comfortable. I like that Sarr's playing really close to Strand-Larsen up there as well, so that the big forward can just bounce things off. He's not having to hold the ball for too long. I think he likes that support in and around him, and then Sarr can go left or right. There's lots of options for these white shirts at the moment. Well,
they've lost some very good players, haven't they? They've sold some very good players, whether it's going back to Elise, Eza, obviously Mark Gay, who I was watching yesterday at Alland Road, but they've still got some good players. As Johnson, who was signed in January, passes the ball down the right for Munoz, but Luke Shaw's able to get there first and pass it into the penalty area to goalkeeper Lamens, who gets it away. But there aren't too many better in this Palace team than Sarr, as this Manchester United move breaks down on the halfway line. So we're going back to Brighton again, and Sohail Sahi.
Nottingham Forest have equalised. They're only behind for 7 minutes. It's Brighton 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Nice build-up down the left-hand side. There was 2 dummies involved, Hudson-Odoi and Igor Jesus. Jesus picked out Gibbs White and he fired it home 20 yards away. Super finish. Brighton 1, Nottingham Forest 1.
So Nottingham Forest finding the equaliser at Brighton. Tottenham are still 1-0 down. As I mentioned, as Henderson has to clear the ball away, which he does. As I mentioned last Sunday afternoon, Dion, as Strand-Larsen and Yoro are tangling, and he manhandled him there. Yoro, he had a a whole fistful of Strand Larsen's shirt, and that's a free kick to Palace.
Yeah, listen, the ball's been cleared from the keeper. He's coming down with snow on it. If you're not going to get there first, don't fight the centre forward. Don't make it obvious. He's got to. I'm watching the replay here. He's got 2 handfuls of his shirt here. Sometimes you have to say, OK, you can have it there. It's no danger. But Strand Larsen's been strong. Lenny Oro's just a little bit out of sorts today.
Yeah, no Martinez, who is out with a calf injury, although I think he's not far from being back. But Yoro's come in, played at Everton on Monday night, and he's had a difficult start to this match after being beaten by Lacroix for the opening goal. They're conceding this free kick, dangerous position. Johnson takes it for Palace. It's a high one into the penalty area. Richards jumps for it, Dalot jumping with him, headed forward into the 6-yard box by Campbell. But Lamons was able to come forward and take it, and then underarmed out. Oh, Shaw's given it away. His attempted ball downfield. So easy for Johnson just to say thank you very much. And Palace go back into their own half. So it's back to Brighton again, and Sohail Sahi.
And Brighton have retaken the lead. Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1. They worked the ball down the left. The ball was flighted into the penalty area, and who was there? Danny Welbeck to claim his 10th Premier League goal of the season, the 2nd consecutive season he's done that, John. Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1.
Yes, what an excellent season he's having. Another one for Danny Welbeck.
The older he gets, as we've said many times, he looks so comfortable, doesn't he? He knows his body, he knows the game. Another one for Welbeck. I'm delighted for him.
Yeah, talking about these 2 young midfielders, Mainoo and Wharton, staking a claim for the England squad. That's exactly what Danny Welbeck's doing.
And rightly so. You can't ignore goals.
Might have a chance when Thomas Tuchel names his squad in a couple of weeks' time. Although Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who I was watching yesterday, will be thinking likewise. I think Manchester United thought that Cunha might have won a free kick there, 23 yards out, central position, but he didn't get it.
No, just overran it towards the 18-yard box of Palace, overran it. Stopped by the big centre-half there, lunged at it, try and win it back, but Palace are looking incredibly casual and calm, and Wharton's always on the half-turn, looking incredibly calm in there. Sarr's right by the side, Strand Larsen looking to bounce it in. They're in some really good positions at the moment, Palace.
Yeah, just seen a crunching tackle between Munoz and Shaw. Now ball bounces back to Johnson near the edge of the penalty area, but Casemiro takes it down. Pass it forward to Sesko, and Bournemouth needed to get rid of that quickly, but he couldn't do. He couldn't get it under control, actually. And Campbell, the young left-sided central defender, the 19-year-old, was able to take the ball and play it forward. Manchester United have it back. Kobbie Mainoo. I'm told Kobbie Mainoo missed a bit of training this week, so there was something of a question over whether he would continue in the starting lineup, Mainoo, but he is. But we might not see him play the full match as a result of that. We will see. Here's Harry Maguire with Crystal Palace leading by 1-0. The point I was going to make was that Palace play Tottenham next. Tottenham losing at Fulham. We were saying this time last Sunday afternoon when Tottenham lost at home to Arsenal that they had matches against Fulham and Palace next. Lose both of those and they would be in big trouble, and they are 1-0 down.
Could win them both.
They could win them both, Dion.
Could win them both.
How typically optimistic that is of you, as Johnson's fouled halfway inside his own half, and it's a free kick to Crystal Palace. But he's got a few questions being asked of his Manchester United team here. Michael Carrick?
Yeah, he has. And United really haven't started. They've had a couple of breakaways and then lost it through a bad touch or a bad decision, but they're not looking assured, and Palace are looking... They've been set up in a way that's making the pitch. Munoz down the right-hand side is really keeping his boots on the chalk, as we used to say, which is giving Luke Shaw a bit of a problem. Does he go by the side of his centre-half? Does he stay with his right winger?
Long pass on Maguire, and Strand Larsen have cracked heads there, and the referee's actually given that as a foul for the challenge by Strand Larsen, who is querying that and doesn't look best pleased.
No, I don't think anybody was querying it. Harry Maguire or Larsen, they both wanted to get on with it. Harry Maguire won it fair and square. Good battle between two big, strong lads. Just get on with it, referee. Nothing wrong with it at all.
He actually looked like Maguire.
He's holding his head, but he didn't touch his head.
Maguire had his arms wrapped around Strand Larsen. I'm not surprised Strand Larsen's saying, how was that a free kick against me?
That's been happening a long time, but we still managed to score goals, John. We still managed to score goals.
Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1. That is the surprise scoreline. Fernandes stretching. Cunha tries to get there, but Adam Wharton calmly takes possession and passes it. That was through the eye of a needle there from Wharton. A classic Adam Wharton pass. Strand Larsen just laying it off. Munoz. I mean, Palace obviously looks so much better with Munoz in the team. He's such a threat on the right-hand side. Was out of the team in the middle of the season with an injury.
No, he's one of those sort of, I don't know, full-backs, wingers. He just makes sure that his midfield players have got lots of space, because he stays so wide in possession, then he gets in, when they're out of possession, he gets in really good defensive positions.
Long pass, Richards heads it away. Lacroix is going to head it back to Dean Henderson, who's able to take that quite comfortably. So yes, Michael Carrick, arms folded. 6 matches so far in this spell as the Manchester United manager. Won 5 out of 6. He's won all 3 home matches. Indeed, if you go back to those 3 matches that he had after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when he was unbeaten in those 3, he's won all 4 home matches as Manchester United's manager. Cunha jumps high, but just heads it. Sesko gets up, heads it goalwards, but that's an easy one for the goalkeeper Henderson to take.
Yeah, I think that's the difference there. I mean, Casemiro crossing the ball there. Sesko's in the box on his own. He can't head for goal because he's too far out. He can't head it down for anybody because he's got no red shirts around him, and he just goes through to the keeper without any problems whatsoever. He goes up to Strand Larsen. He's got Sarr. He's got 3 players around. He's got Munoz to the right-hand side. Option after option. United have none at the moment.
So if you just joined us on 5 Live, might be on the move. If you're listening via BBC Sounds, 5 Live on BBC Sounds. Crystal Palace winning 1-0 here. Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1. 3 early goals there. And Fulham 1, Tottenham 0 are the latest scores in the Premier League. Here's Sarr, he's found a bit of space. Approaches to D, gives it to Mitchell. Mitchell going around Gallo to the byline and didn't get a touch off Gallo. It's a goal kick.
Yeah, Sarr's got to strike that. He's 20 yards out, his edge of the box. He has to strike the ball at goal. It's half a chance, take the half a chance. He passes it to Mitchell, and Dalot does what he does, very calm and collected. He just shepherds the ball out, gets Mitchell out of the way with pure strength, but Sarr's got to shoot 20 yards out. Luke
Shaw's sat down, and I think that's the end of his afternoon. He's had 2 collisions with Munoz. There was one clattering challenge, but there was that upper body coming together.
Yeah.
And I must say, looks, let's see, the physio's just getting to him now and having a chat with him. Whether he has got a bang on the head, whether he's feeling a little woozy.
Yeah, a bit dazed maybe. Is it his head? Is it an injury that he may be carrying? Is it the clash?
I think it's that collision.
Yeah, if it was the collision, John, and it wasn't heads, maybe it's a bit of whiplash. If it's shoulder to shoulder, body to body, that could be the problem. But he's holding his forehead and he's got his head sort of facing downwards, and he's still on the ground, and he doesn't look comfortable.
No. This does not. It doesn't look like a muscle injury or something like that. This does look as though he is feeling the effects. Although in saying that, on the TV, we've got the TV pictures in front of us here. They're showing us a shot of when they had that tackle just down here. Munoz has stepped on his foot.
Yeah. But he's not complaining about a foot injury, or he doesn't seem to be limping.
They are going to make a change. Mazraoui is getting himself ready to come onto the field, and that will be it for Luke Shaw, who has been a big part of things, hasn't he, this season, whether it's under Amorim or under Darren Fletcher or Michael Carrick. This is 28th start of the season in a World Cup season, and he is another one who might be thinking, as long as all's well here, and he is walking quite comfortably off the pitch. It doesn't look as though it's the foot issue or anything like that. It does look as though it's that collision that he had with Munoz that is the problem.
And sometimes, having had many physical battles with big centre-halves and big centre-forwards, if you do get some kind of whiplash, or you get a head injury or a collision of some kind, it can make you feel sick as well, and really dazed, and you can feel kind of out of sorts. And he's not touched his ankle that got studs on it in that challenge, but he's not right.
So Mazraoui comes on to play as the left back. Sometimes, of course, Dion, you were the one doing the challenging. occasionally.
What a good game this is, John. Let's talk about that.
1-0 to Crystal Palace is the scoreline. Lacroix's headed goal, a sort of pinpoint header. He was at the back post from the deep corner from Johnson from the left and headed it back across, and I think it went in, didn't it, off the foot of the post. Ball played over the top, Strand Larsen. Yoro putting in the challenge, and Strand Larsen's claiming again that he was having his shirt pulled by Yoro. Referee says play on to Manchester United.
He's put himself in some really good centre-forward positions, and Yoro's having to fight really hard to try and get anywhere near the ball, so I think Lenny Yoro's getting a little bit frustrated. He got away with that one.
Yep, Strand Larsen, the club record signing for Crystal Palace, nearly £50 million for Strand Larsen, who wasn't exactly flavour of the month at Wolverhampton Wanderers towards the end of his time there, but nevertheless Palace paid £48 million for him, and he is playing in the absence of Jean-Philippe Mateta, who's missed the last 6 matches, and who scored both of the goals when Crystal Palace won here last season. The excellent Mateta when he's at his best. Manchester United concede a throw-in on the far side. Bruno Fernandes trying to flick it down the line to Dalot, just flicked it straight out of play.
Just a bit slower today, United, with the ball in possession, a little bit slower. You know, Kobbie Mainoo, not a lot of movement there, and Bruno's getting frustrated because he wants a lot of the ball, but they can't find him. Palace are just 1 and 2 touch, making it look simple. United have definitely got to move the ball quicker from back into the midfield, or miss the midfield out.
Yeah, this is not been Manchester United at their best under Michael Carrick. 1-0 down. Palace have been very good. Here, though, is Cunha on the left-hand side. Cunha taking on Richards, who just holds him off very comfortably. Excellent defending from the American to see it from behind. And in true American style, although this, of course, is seen all around the world now, we see a high five between Richards and Lacroix.
He made that look simple, didn't he?
He did.
Just ushering the ball and the man off the pitch. Cunha there trying to get round Richards. Not happening, not today, he said.
Chris Richards, who he got a cut above his right eye in the match against Wolves last weekend. So, I mean, he's got big hair, Chris Richards, but he's also today wearing a bright white headband, which is holding in position a bandage above his right eye. And he looks a little bit like he should be playing tennis in San Diego, doesn't it?
It's not the headband I'm jealous of, it's a hair.
Well, here's Kamada. Kamada back to Adam Wharton. It's been a very good first half hour for Oliver Glasner and his Crystal Palace team. And Munoz rolling it all the way back towards the edge of the area. I was watching yesterday Alan Drode in the 5:30 match. Mark Gay, who's transitioned so smoothly into a Manchester City player. Obviously miss him here. We've got teenager Cambo slotting in where he used to be on the left side of the 3 central defenders as Manchester United win a free kick for a foul on Casemiro in the centre circle. So it is Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1 here on 5 Live. Currently on Sports Extra 2 it is Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1, and on Sports Extra it's Fulham against Tottenham, and the latest news is Aaron Paul.
Approaching the half-hour mark, Fulham 1, Spurs now. We've just seen Guillermo Vicario stick the ball right into the crowd on the near side end of Johnny Hainstad. Spurs trying to settle into things. They're trying to play football on the deck, pretty football. They've had one half opportunity. Randall Colomwani, right side of the area. Issa Diop with a great tackle, which keeps it at Fulham 1, Tottenham 0.
And a further choice of listening, the T20 match between India and the West Indies at the World Cup is on Sports Extra 3. And in that match, West Indies 102 for 2 in the 12th over. And a little later on, do not miss Arsenal against Chelsea from 4:30 on 5 Live with Alistair Bruce Ball and Matthew Upson, who will be sitting at the Emirates just waiting to get into the action. Actually, they're probably sitting there eating some delicious Arsenal pudding. But
they'll be eating something.
Yes. Here's Mainoo playing the ball out towards the far side, where Dalot chests it down. Just clouded over now after that lovely spring-like sunshine. Ball on the right, and Burma with a run into the penalty area. We've seen so little of that so far, and Palace are able to deal with it. Ball passed out of play by the goal scorer Lacroix. United take a quick throw in back to Yoro on the halfway line, plays it to his left to Harry Maguire, and Harry Maguire, 33, on Thursday, Harry Maguire. He's another one who might be thinking, will I be in the England squad this month? Dalot with a deep cross, there's no one there. No one there at all for Manchester United, and it's all the way through for a throw into Palace.
I mean, on the Harry Maguire thing as well, and being on the plane in the World Cup, why wouldn't he be? What has he done wrong? You know, and he's had to deal with a lot of issues in his playing career the last 2-3 years. A lot of stuff which isn't very nice. I think he has handled it impeccably. I think he's played for United incredibly well. When's he ever let England down? Never. So why wouldn't he be?
Yep, plain-speaking Yorkshireman as well, as I hear they often are. Here's Dalot infield towards Mbeumo, left foot, then to Menu gets it down, Casemiro, across comes the pass, nice pace on that to Mazraoui, the substitute, coming on for Luke Shaw, and then Yoro to the edge of the area. Bruno Fernandes places a pass into the box, and Mbeumo's battling for it with Lacroix, and the final touch was off the Palace man, and it's a corner. First corner of the match to Manchester United. That's a little bit better from the home team.
Yeah, it is as well, because it was a little bit of 1 and 2 touch, sort of, 25 yards away from Palace's 18-yard box. Just moving Palace about, not giving them time to get into their set positions, forcing them to defend.
So the corner to be swung over from the far side, left-footed by Mbeumo. Little steps from him, then the delivery into the edge of the 6-yard box, headed by Maguire, deflected wide of goal. Well, it was bang on target, whether it was defender's leg or whatever it was. It's another corner.
I think it was Sarr.
Yeah, you're right. Sarr standing in front of Henderson, who stuck out a leg, might have come off his knee, could have easily gone into the net actually, but Maguire shown exactly the threat that he can pose in the opposition penalty area there. So still 1-0 Palace. Corner again, and Mbeumo in. That's headed up and away for Palace by Strand Larsen, and then there's a collision on the edge of the box. The ball's going to bounce out of play after that. Bruno Fernandes, who was challenged by, I think, Kamada, and the two of them have possibly clashed heads. The referee's having a look at this. It's going to be a throw-in to restart play, but Bruno Fernandes is on his feet. He's got plenty to say to Kamada about that. The two of them are still chatting away together, and Kamada, I must say, from this distance is looking rather quite sanguine about the whole thing.
He's just getting on with
Bruno
it.
Fernandes look at him, palms apart, arms flailing around. He's holding the left side of his face. He looks as though he's just walked out of the dentist, and Kamada just says, "Yeah, on you go." Throw-in taken by Manchester United. Cross from Mazraoui deep from the left-hand side, all the way across, and Mbeumo heads it across. Sesko with a shot, but that was blocked, that source. And then Campo is able to scrape it away downfield, and Palace have survived that most significant spell of Manchester United pressure in the match so far.
Yeah, and Mbeumo there, he's just on the right, he's on the right wing. He just keeps it alive at the far post. If he heads that back to Dalot on the edge of the box, he's got a free strike at goal. He tries to put it back in the box. Again, another wrong decision by United. They are getting in good positions, but they're just choosing the wrong option.
Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1. Still Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1, and Fulham 1, Tottenham 0 in the other two Premier League matches. And Mbeumo goes with a ball in from the right-hand side, whipped it in left-footed. It's a dangerous ball, but Henderson dealt with it. There were two United players there. Henderson just came forward out of the 6-yard box and caught it.
Yeah, it's always curling in towards Henderson, and keepers love that one because they are always favourite and they will always come up knees in the air, so you don't want to get involved with goalkeepers when you hear that shout of keepers.
Yeah, Dean Henderson, the former Manchester United goalkeeper himself. Oliver Glasner, all animation, isn't he, as the ball deflects out past him on the halfway line, and takes the opportunity just to say to Munoz before he takes the throw. There's a stream of instructions. Munoz is just nodding his head. Yeah. He's got it all. Throw into Palace. Back to Craven Cottage, because Aaron Paul.
What a special goal this is from Alex Iwobi off the right-hand side. Fulham just playing some neat little touches, and Iwobi, the former Arsenal man, from a solid 30 yards out, able to side foot the ball, drill it low past Vicario. It takes a kiss off the post and into the back of the net. And I'll tell you what, it's a sinking feeling for Igor Tudor. His side are 2-0 down, Fulham 2, Spurs 0.
We've got to stop it here at Old Trafford because Sarr who was in an offside position, has ended up hurting himself in some way, so he's down inside the penalty area. But what about that for a scoreline at Craven Cottage? Fulham 2, Tottenham 0.
Yeah, I mean, Fulham play some really good stuff, you know, when they're on it, they really do it, and they've obviously smelt blood, and they are going for it. Fulham, I mean, I've just seen Iwobi's goal on the little screen here, and he's just passed it into the corner with such calmness and quality there, and they have massive celebrations, all the players all together. Fulham are flying at the moment.
Mention the fact that Manchester United have not lost in the Premier League since before Christmas. Tottenham are the only team in the Premier League who've not won in 2026 yet, and 2-0 down. That has got written all over it. And they play Palace next this coming midweek. That's Thursday night. You'll hear it on 5 Live. It is at Tottenham, and indeed all 10 of the matches this coming midweek, you'll hear the commentary with us on the BBC, either on 5 Live or on BBC Sounds on the various platforms. So that is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night. And with Arsenal-Chelsea still to come today, as Palace win a free kick deep inside their own half. Sarr's okay, by the way, after he went down. Now it's Kamada who's taken a knock, and a yellow card for the challenge on Kamada by Dalot. So I think that is going to be a yellow card for Dalot. It is. So the Manchester United right back is booked. Yes, the other point is that we'll have something on Wednesday night we're not going to see much of over the course of the remainder of the season, because Arsenal and Manchester City will play at the same time, 7:30 Wednesday night. Brighton, Arsenal, Manchester City, Nottingham Forest, with the other matches as well. So do not miss that in particular on Wednesday night. But as I say, commentary on all 10 matches. Back to Brighton, Sohail Sahi.
Yeah, we've got 9 minutes to play of this first half. John, Brighton still leading Nottingham Forest by 2-1. Since you were with me last, they could have added to that scoreline. Welbeck, Mitoma and Weaver all being denied by Sal's. Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1.
Thank you, Sohail. So we're in the last 10 minutes of the first half here at Old Trafford under cloudy skies now, light grey clouds just drifting across Old Trafford. All of the various flags on the top of the Sir Alex Ferguson stand flapping away as Mbeumo cuts in from the right-hand side, lays it across. Mazraoui with a shot on. Cunha got in his way. His teammate actually came across him, was looking to take it away from him, and an uncertain Mazraoui shot for goal, and that looked like a bit of a mess, Dion.
It did look like, listen, there's an old saying in football, early shout sorts it out. They didn't talk to each other there. They both went for the ball. They got in each other's way, and it just didn't work. Say you're going to come to the ball, your teammate stays out the way, and one of you gets a clean strike on goal. Saying that, Munoz there, making sure that ball got nowhere near the net.
Yeah. As United come forward again, Sesko with a flick back to Cunha, but Richards steps in, is able to get a foot to it. Comes back to Manchester United. Mainoo now forward to Mazraoui, back to Kobbie Mainoo. Bruno Fernandes is here on the left hand side, kills it in. Sesko with a header, but it's straight at Henderson, or at least comfortably to his right, that Henderson can just drop down and catch the header from Sesko.
Yeah, I mean, Kobbie Mainoo had a chance to put the ball in. Mazraoui had the chance to put the ball in. They wait for the captain to make that decision, and by the time that happens, there's enough defenders there to quash any real danger. I mean, they did well to get on the end of that, but put the ball in the box when you've got red shirts there.
Sesko did everything right, didn't he? He was in the...
Yeah,
all the body language looked like that was going to be a bullet.
Absolutely. I would have expected it to be. He just didn't get the timing right. And when you don't get the timing right, the ball doesn't fall off your head how you want it to. Takes a bit of pace off it, easier for the keeper.
Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1. What was that phrase you said that you used with...
Early shout.
Early shout.
Sorts it out.
Sorts it out.
It's very simple.
Like that.
That's from 1942, that.
It's a bit like if in doubt, leave it out.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. After you, Claude. As the ball's played through to the edge of the penalty area, Richards passes it away, and then it's cleared away by Munoz to the halfway line. Yes, we've discussed After You, Claude, on the Commentator's View podcast with Ali Bruce Ball and Ian Dennis in the glossary. Here's Munoz. Oh no, he's overhit that all the way through to Lamans, who can just come out, collect it quite comfortably, and just underarms it out. He's been in the headlines this week, Lamans, for the in inverted commas, normal life that he seems to live as a footballer, Premier League footballer. Long one to the edge of the penalty area, headed away, and then Wharton passes it out to the left-hand side. Yes, he was pictured coming into training wearing clothes that made him look actually like a normal person. Incredibly. Yes, and Burmo now down the right. He's drifting infield. Options here. Gives it to the right. Swept across. Sesko was in the middle, but Richards was in front of him, and Richards left-footed just whacked it out for a throw.
Just one player though. He has to find Sesko in the box. He's the only player he can find. You've got Cunha and Casemiro on the edge of the box putting their arms up as if to say, farm, you get yourself in the box. More energy.
This is very much out of the Crystal Palace playbook from the end of last season, start of this season. That long unbeaten run that they had, 19 matches I think it was, before things began to go awry. So Crystal Palace in 2026 looking more like the Crystal Palace of 2025. However, Kamada has stepped forward and he's fouled Burmo, and it's a free kick opportunity for Manchester United, just right of centre. And as you can hear, the Manchester United fans inside Old Trafford know what they want to say here.
Yeah, I mean, it's 20, what are we saying, John? 25, 26 yards out, more than that maybe? 30?
Given the, well, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's a long way out to strike a ball with pace. I passed a keeper of Henderson's quality. However, there's three players behind the ball, Casemiro, Dalot and the captain, Fernandes. And what, is it something off the training ground? Is it? We'll find out very shortly.
I think Bruno Fernandes' body language is suggesting to me that he's going to have a go at goal. He's leaning forward, he's pulling his socks right up over his knees. He's got everything sorted out. He's wiping his hands on his shorts. 3 or 4 steps back. From the angle to the right, Bruno Fernandes goes for goal, and it dips just over the top. Henderson, sure, right, Dion, indicating that Henderson got his fingertips to it to save it.
I think he did, you know. I think it may have been, well, you don't know what it may have been doing, but Henderson made sure that it's going nowhere near. It's a great save, flying to his top left-hand corner. Henderson just gets a finger on it. He must know as well, the captain, very well, but it's enough. What a save.
Might have been going over, but Henderson couldn't risk it. Corner then, and Burmo in just over the top of Yoro, therefore was headed away out of the penalty area by Palace. Comes back to Bruno Fernandes, and Mitchell slips. Then Bruno Fernandes fouled by Kamada, who is on the yellow card, and he thought he was away, and he just clipped Bruno Fernandes. Not enough for a second yellow card, as Kamada just protests to referee Kavanagh, who tells him to go away. And it's a free kick to Manchester United, but this one out towards the left.
Yeah, I mean, Kamada there, I mean, he gets megged by Bruno, ball goes through his legs, but I think it's just a coming together, that, no yellow card at all.
Wasn't a great deal in that, just tapped his ankle.
Nothing in it, John, I think. Nothing at all.
I mean, it was a foul, that was it. Free kick though, so this is out towards the left. One-man Palace wall, Brennan Johnson's standing there. He is the only man in between Bruno Fernandes and the goal, but this one's going to be delivered in. Maguire arrives, in it goes, it's headed by Casemiro, bounces wide. Got his head to it, in amongst a crowd of players, but from the veteran Brazilian, as he is now, Casemiro couldn't deflect it, couldn't direct it down into the bottom corner.
It should be 1-1. It should be 1-1 on nearly 43 minutes. Casemiro's had the best chance, I feel, that United have had in this first half. He is level with the far post. He's 8 yards out. He's not being challenged at all. All he has to do is guide it goalwards, and he doesn't. He misses the target. For a player of his quality, it's a very easy chance.
You'd have enjoyed that one, Dion.
It would have been 1-1
in your pub.
When was that, by the way? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah. As the ball bounces forward for Lamons, who's just able to come out and catch it on the edge of the penalty area. Maybe still yet to reach it, Dion.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, early days yet. Here's Bruno Fernandes passing it through the middle. And then again, and Burmo challenging Johnson. That is a free kick. And he did, you know, he went in quite physically. You know, probably in times past it would have been play on there, but it's a free kick. free kick to Palace.
Yeah, just leaning in there. I think it was Strand Larson, just leaning into Strand Larson with everything he's got, and he just nudged him over. Referee's in a great position to see him. Right?
Yeah, 3 minutes of added time to be played, which we are almost into. And still, Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1 is the score. Lacroix scoring the goal from impressive Oliver Glasner Crystal Palace team. And we're just seeing on our television here a little graphic that suggests that Benjamin Sesko has had only 7 touches in the match so far, the fewest of any player. He has Cunha down the left, but Kamada comes across and just pops it out of play. He's another important player, Kamada, for this Crystal Palace setup.
He's very much a player that kind of goes under. You say his name a lot. You don't say his name in scoring goals and assists, but what he does, he breaks the play up, he gives it to Wharton, he'll give it to Sarr, and he'll get back in his position and do it again. They're the players you need to have if you're going to be successful or be consistent.
3 minutes of added time now being indicated. And yes, you know, all of these players we've been mentioning have had spells out this season, and that's what's caused Palace's problems, really. Here's Johnson on the left. Johnson with a cross. Strand Larson there, but it was well headed away in the end by a stooping Mazraoui, who just got in ahead of the Norwegian centre-forward. And so Manchester United get it away up to Mbeumo. Sesko just passes it forward. Free kick is given to Manchester United for the challenge on Mbeumo, which Palace are questioning, but it is a free kick to the home side.
I mean, I've got to say that chance was pretty good as well. I think Mazraoui did really well because he's got 2 white shirts to mark. Does he go forward and mark Sarr, or does he stay at the back and mark Strand Larson? He chose in between, and it was the right decision, and he cleared it.
Half-time approaching. We'll have more on Rangers 2, Celtic 2. I hope you heard that earlier. Actually, if you were at the match, want to hear it again, how it sounded on 5 Live, go back, listen again on BBC Sounds. Crystal Palace clearing the ball away on the edge of their penalty area. Sarr gets a touch on that to take it away, and then Sarr is impeded by Cunha. That's a free kick to Crystal Palace. Ironic cheer from the Palace fans to our right. As half-time approaches, still Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1, still Fulham 2, Tottenham 0, and all the details on the football pages of the BBC Sport website and app, where you can read all about it. Simon Stone's just down in front of us. He'll be writing about this match, and Simon was pointing out to me that the one change that Michael Carrick made today to his starting lineup is the first unforced change that he's made to a team in his time, because for his second match against Arsenal, unchanged. Third match against Fulham, Dorgu was injured, so Cunha came in. Then Tottenham, West Ham, both unchanged. Everton, Martinez was injured, so Yoro came in. And so for this match, this is the first time that he's actually made a change, leaving Amad Diallo out and bringing Sesko in.
Yeah, making a choice, making a decision, not one that's forced upon him, but I mean, all the decisions he's made so far, who's to question them, because he's changed and turned Manchester United round into this side that are looking a lot more solid, a bit more potent up front as well.
And today, after really, by their recent standards, quite a poor 20, 25, maybe half hour of this match, they have got going now, and they've created enough chances to have scored a goal and to be back level.
Yeah, they have to score before Palace get their second, because Palace will score a second at some stage, so United have to make sure they keep it at this until they get their goal and then try and go and get the second, because I think at the moment Palace have been the better side for 35 minutes of this game easily. That's
Dion Dublin. This is 5 Live from the BBC. This is Mainoo passing it forward towards Mbeumo and back to the halfway line, where Kobbie Mainoo, without too many options, goes backwards, which causes groans from the Manchester United fans. And actually Bruno Fernandes there, as the whistle goes, you know, he wears his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he, Bruno Fernandes?
He does.
The arms flap down, and then off he goes running down the tunnel. I suspect Bruno Fernandes, whatever Michael Carrick says, I think Bruno Fernandes will have something to say in the dressing room at half-time as well, because Palace are winning 1-0 deal.
Yeah, they've been better for the majority of the first half, but United, I feel, have warmed into the game. They've got a little bit better towards the end. A couple of headers. Shesko and Casemiro should really be 1-1 at half-time, but they've got to create more. They've got to be better out of possession as well, and I'd love to hear what the captain's got to say at half-time.
Yeah, so Crystal Palace are on course to win 3 in a row away from home against Manchester United here at Old Trafford at half-time. And Michael Carrick facing the possibility of defeat for the first time as the Manchester United manager. However, it is still only 1-0. Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1.
And I understand, Dion, why you were focusing in on the poor defending from Yoro from that goal. At the same time, I know you have both centre-back and centre-forward caps. For the latter, it's a heck of a header, isn't it? It's beautifully judged.
It is, but as I've said many times, Steve, it's the preparation before the finish.
Yeah.
The preparation was getting the space, being stronger than your opponent, making sure that Yoro's uncomfortable. And he did that, and it just makes the second part of the job so much easier and a foregone conclusion. Brilliant header.
Dion, John, thank you very much for the time being. So half-time then at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1. The half-time whistle's just gone in the game between Fulham and Tottenham in the Premier League. Aaron Paul.
Fulham 2, Tottenham. Now, at this point, Steve, what can you even say about Spurs? Punished twice by a couple of clinical strikes. The first to Harry Wilson, which was a sumptuous acrobatic volley. Now, they have every right to be aggrieved with this on Spurs. Raul Jimenez pushing Radu Dragusin in the back in the build-up. And I think back to last weekend's North London derby, Gabriel and Randall Kolo Muani. This time, VAR awarding a goal, and this time it's against Spurs. The second, though, an absolute touch of class. Alex Iwobi, right side of the pitch. Fulham playing just as one-touch pass and go stuff. Played a 1-2 with Wilson, allowed him to advance just to the edge of the area and just stroked it home side-footed. It had power, it had precision, it had everything on it to make it Fulham 2, Spurs 0. And I'll tell you what, there's you just got to watch Igor Tudor's face every single time something doesn't go right, which is largely what has gone on in this first half. The cameras just pan to Igor Tudor and his gesticulating and his facial expressions. They are a picture. It is Fulham 2, Spurs 0 at the break.
It's so frustrating if you're a Tottenham fan, Aaron, because the reality is the reason that hasn't been given as a foul is because there's been so much discussion about the one that was given as a foul, as you say, again, going against Spurs last week. This is just the existence of a Tottenham Hotspur fan at the minute, though, isn't it?
Spursy, isn't it? It's really Spursy.
That's not what it means, Aaron.
You can use it in so many different contexts. Yeah. But, I mean, look, I feel bad for the Spurs fans. They've travelled in numbers, as they always do. They've crossed the river and come down to South West. I don't know what, they're by the river. But do you know what? The great Spurs songbook was rolled out today. They were in fine voice. But once that second Fulham goal went in, man, it's been eerily quiet from that corner of the ground. It feels like a gut punch to those Tottenham fans. And do you know what? I feel bad for them because the Fulham fans are giving it to him. They're singing "Say Hello to QPR." Oh, terrible.
Ouch. Aaron, thank you. So you'll get the second half of that game at Craven Cottage on 5 Sports Extra. I mean, the only good news for Tottenham fans at the moment is what's happening at the Amex in the game between Brighton and Nottingham Forest. Sahel Sahi.
Yeah, and that's because Nottingham Forest are trailing at the break, Steve, by 2-1. 3 goals in 9 minutes. A frantic start to the half. Diego Gomez with the opener for Brighton after 6 minutes. He picked out Gross and then Gomez fired across the goals. And Salzi got a hand to the ball, but he couldn't prevent it from finding the bottom corner. Nottingham Forest did equalise, though, through clever play from Hudson-Odoi and Jesus, who found Gibbs White. And their captain, he produced a sweet strike to level things up. Their lead only lasted a couple of minutes when a Hinshelwood header, he found Danny Welbeck and he turned superbly to smash home his 10th Premier League goal of the season. It's been a really good 45 minutes. Nottingham Forest are far from out of this game, though, Steve. Half-time, Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1.
Already today in the Old Firm, Celtic came from 2 goals down at half-time to draw 2-2 against Rangers at Ibrox. We've got reaction to that on the way. We'll be at the Emirates for the first time this afternoon for a look ahead to Arsenal versus Chelsea, which we're bringing you in full at 4:30. We'll look ahead to the Super League and check in on the cricket, all after the news on 5 Live with Richard Foster.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
There's been a fresh wave of strikes between Iran and Israel after Tehran promised to avenge the death of the Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Explosions have been heard in cities across the Middle East as Iran targets US military bases there. Our correspondent Lucy Williamson is in Tel Aviv.
The municipal authorities are saying that dozens of buildings have been destroyed because, as good as Israel's air defences are, some of the missiles do get through. In terms of what Israel is trying to hit in Iran, they've been very clear that the ballistic missile programme is a key focus for them, along with obviously those individuals in the leadership and Iran's air defences.
The United Arab Emirates government says it's intercepted 137 missiles and 209 drones since the conflict began yesterday morning. It's currently paying for the hotel rooms of stranded tourists there. The strikes have grounded many flights, with airports in Dubai, Abu Dhabi and Doha now shut or severely restricted. The travel disruption's been described as one of the worst since the COVID pandemic. Our correspondent Barbara Plett-Usher is in Doha.
This has had a detrimental effect across the region. Airspace is closed in many areas. This is a petro region. Oil exports are key to the economy, and the Strait of Hormuz, through which that oil is shipped, is in effect closed. You've had some strong statements from Gulf officials condemning these actions and saying they have the right to respond should they decide that would be necessary.
The Foreign Office is warning against all but essential travel now to Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar and the United Arab Emirates. Some British nationals are stranded. Fiona Claxton's in Dubai with her family on holiday and heard the bombing overnight.
There was about 5 consecutive large explosions at about 5 o'clock this morning, and the glass reverberated and stuff. But when it all kicked off last night, I don't scare easily, but it's sort of the uncertainty, I think, as much as anything. Nothing people can do, but it's just how long is this going to go on?
Well, the Prime Minister's spoken to the King of Bahrain, the Crown Prince of Kuwait and the King of Jordan this morning. Downing Street says Sir Keir Starmer expressed the UK's solidarity in the face of the Iranian attacks and says British forces will continue their defensive role. Don't forget there's continuing coverage about the military action on the BBC News website and app, the news channel and the live news stream on BBC Sounds. One other story this afternoon, and a 50-year-old man from Towcester in Northamptonshire has been arrested on suspicion of murder after a security guard died in a stabbing at a shopping centre. Thames Valley Police say it happened at the Centre MK in Milton Keynes yesterday afternoon.
When the business hustle is on, when the boardroom drama hots up, when sales pitches really deliver results, or don't.
All that, and they made £3.
£3.13.
Oh yeah, that'll save them.
Nothing brings us together like great TV. And the TV licence covers you to watch all TV channels plus BBC iPlayer, so you can keep up with all the latest boardroom battles. It also funds everything you love from the BBC, including live radio, like this.
This is 5 Live Sports with Steve Crossman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Half-times in the Premier League. Manchester United 0, Palace 1, Fulham 2, Spurs 0 and Brighton 2, Forest 1. Second half commentaries on the way on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. At the T20 Cricket World Cup, India playing West Indies for a place in the semi-finals. Kevin Howells.
Intriguing. West Indies 149 for 4 off 16 overs. Holder and Powell are the not-out pair. There was a change of opening batters for the West Indies in this winner-takes-all contest, and it worked OK. Shai Hope and Roston Chase put on 68 in just under 9 overs. Indians bowlers, where they were nervous, I don't know, but the fielding looked sloppy as well. But from 102 for 1, things started to go wrong for the West Indies. Heidmeyer 2 big blows for 6, but then he was caught by the keeper for 27. Jasprit Bumrah picked up 2 wickets in 1 over. So it's in the balance at the moment. The West Indies have just brought up the 150. 150 for 4 in the 17th over.
The winner will face England. Commentary continues on Sports Extra 3. The other semi-final will be South Africa, who beat Zimbabwe by 5 wickets earlier against New Zealand. There's one game in Super League this afternoon. It's about to get underway. Bradford Bulls against Toulouse at Oddsum. Matt Newsom's there.
Yeah, 2 teams who came up into Super League from the Championship in 2026, and they've already made a decent impression. Bradford winning 1, losing 1, but came really close in their defeat by Hull. Toulouse are only one of 3 teams in Super League who are yet to taste defeat in 2026, so this one's poised nicely. Every prediction I've made so far this season has been absolute fudge, so I'm not going to predict anything apart from I hope it's a good game.
Well, I suspect you didn't predict Leeds Rhinos would beat Hull KR 58-6 in Las Vegas. I mean, I feel bad for not talking more about how good Rhinos were. However, given Hull KR... That sounds amazing there, by the way. Given Hull KR have just won the World Club Challenge, 10 days ago, they've had a rotten start to the new season.
Yeah, absolutely. Defeat by York, one of the other new boys in Super League in their opening game, and then, as you say, utterly trounced in Vegas. I don't know whether it was a case of after the Lord Mayor's show, all the excitement of being in Vegas and, of course, winning that World Club Challenge. But one thing I would say, Leeds have had a bit of a hex over Hull KR in the last couple of games they played, and last year they were probably the only team who really got the better of them, but certainly not by that manner, and I don't think anyone expected that. A very angry Willie Peters afterwards.
Oddsall sounding absolutely brilliant. Matt will keep us right
it's
up
right
to
back
date.
To Bullmania.
Yeah, right. Sounds
right
great.
Back to Bullmania, Steve.
Thank you very much, Matt. Back to the football then. Celtic came from 2-0 down in the Old Firm to earn a 2-2 draw at Ibrox. Let's hear from both managers in a moment. Danny Röhl first, Martin O'Neill.
Obviously a great game. We were well and truly second best first half for almost all of it. They got off to a great start. It's a goal in the first few minutes of the game, keeps the crowd going. Then they get the second goal, which is not great play by us. However, it was a long way back at half time. But they have shown, this side has shown a great determination, got down and got it played. And other than the first 3 or 4 minutes of the second half, the game belonged to us. The second half belonged to us. And we got the equaliser, which we thoroughly deserved.
I guess there's two ways of looking at it: a managerial masterstroke with the substitutions, or wrong team picked in the first place. Which way do you look at it?
Well, you absolutely. I think if you're 2-0 down at half time, then you have to question yourself. And I spend my life questioning myself, to tell you the truth. Anyway, we pulled it round in the second half. Great effort, absolutely fantastic effort by the players. They've shown great spirit, I must admit, during my time here. And it was that spirit and determination that kept us going.
I think at the moment the feeling is more disappointed because you dropped 2 points after 2-0 lead. I think we played, a perfect game, 50 minutes, even after the halftime, the first 5-6 minutes we were on front foot. We tried everything that was outstanding, but a game, it's not about 50 minutes, it's about longer.
The gap to the league leaders is now 6 points. How confident are you that you can catch them, you can still win this title?
Yeah. If you want today, the winner's Hearts, but there's still 9 games to go, and this is 27 points. I think all games now will be tough for all the teams, and this is the reason why we move forward, we go again, and we believe until the end. And this season, the decision-making will be on the last match day.
Danny Rowell, and before him, Martin O'Neill. Second half's about to get back underway in the Premier League. Fulham leading Tottenham by 2-0. Head over to 5 Sports Extra for that one. It's Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1. You'll get that on Sports Extra 2. We'll be back at Old Trafford, Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1 in just a moment. First, we'll all be back together for Arsenal-Chelsea at the Emirates in full at 4:30. Let's go there now for the first time today. So, 10 games to go. Couple of points in it. 1st of March, Ali Bruce Ball.
Yeah.
It's the business end.
I know. I was just thinking exactly that, Steve, ahead of this weekend, that, we're into March. Bit of sunshine yesterday, a little bit less so today. Manchester City, getting a good 3 points last night in what was always going to be a really difficult game against Leeds. And here we are, 10 games to go, just 2 points in it. And actually just the walk into the stadium today, I think, Steve, was quite revealing. So surrounded by the Arsenal fans, all clad in the red and white in sort of their pre-match discussions. And there was a spring in the step. There was confidence in the chatter. And I think a lot of that comes from last weekend's performance, getting back on the horse, the derby demolition of Spurs. And I think this place will be jumping from kick-off today. So we'll have to see what Chelsea can do to try and stop Arsenal.
It's got everything for us, Matt Upson. The time of the season, the profile of the two clubs should be brilliant.
It has, Steve, hasn't it, really? It's got a lot to offer, this game, and off the back of obviously playing each other quite a lot this season. I think you can learn a lot from those games as to where both teams are at the moment, and it certainly favours Arsenal in the head-to-head, but as Ali's mentioned, their current form only won 3 of the last 8. It's not the form of title-winning team at this stage of the season, so they've got to get back on track. So back-to-back Premier League wins is crucial for Arsenal here.
It's also about the opposition for both teams as well, isn't it? Arsenal going for the title, Chelsea have slipped out of the Champions League places. Any big performance and big result against each other can be a real accelerator, can't it?
Yeah, it absolutely can. And I think Arsenal will look at this as just another game, to be honest, Steve, because every game from here on in has the same importance. Whether you're playing Chelsea or anyone else, it doesn't actually matter. So from a player perspective, and I'm sure Mikel Arteta, these are our fundamentals. This is how we're going to approach this game. This is what they're good at and this is what they're bad at. Let's put it together and win the game. And it's just piece by piece at the moment for us.
And I think, Steve, tactical approach from both today is fascinating, because I remember listening to Matt sitting alongside John Murray a few weeks back for the second leg of that League Cup semi-final, and Liam Rosenior and Chelsea didn't come to play to begin with, didn't go too open, tried to contain and wait and take it deep and then try and do something in the last 20 minutes. And after the game, Liam Rosenior got a bit of criticism for that. And that's often a criticism thrown at Mikel Arteta. And here come Arsenal off the back of the big win over Spurs. I think the Arsenal fans will want Eze to start, and Arsenal to be positive and try and be assertive. So that's going to be fascinating when we get the lineup, Steve.
Yeah, it should be in about 10 minutes' time, and we will find out via John Murray in the second half, which is ready to get underway at Old Trafford. John?
Yes, it is. Thank you very much, Steve. Welcome back inside Old Trafford, where the whistle goes for the start of the second half. No substitutions, no further substitutions at the break. Palace playing towards the Stretford end in the second half after they turned Manchester United around after the toss before the start of the match. Manchester United, red shirts, white shorts, black socks. They lost Luke Shaw in the first half. I think he took a knock, seemed to be a little dazed. So he came off, Mazraoui came on. So Manchester United with Lamens in goal, Dalot, Yoro, Maguire and substitute Mazraoui. Then Casemiro, Menu, Bruno Fernandes in the midfield, and Burmo on the right, Cunha on the left, and Sesko starting after coming off the bench in the last 5 matches. So Amad Diallo's a substitute today. You would think we'd probably see him in the second half. It's Manchester United with Cunha, winner throw-in off Richards, and referee Chris Kavanagh says to Cunha, you've got to come back and take it 5 years further back. And Palace, as they started, they were very good for most of the first half. Scored through Lacroix, who really bossed Lenny Yoro to win the header to score the goal. Henderson in goal as the ball's played up to Mbeumo inside the box, but Lacroix wins that header. Bruno Fernandes on the right wing actually backheels the ball straight out of play, much to the amusement of the Palace fans who are looking down on it from that corner to our right. So Henderson in goal, Richards, Lacroix and Canvo, the 3 central defenders. Munoz on the right, Mitchell on the left, Wharton and Kamada, then Sarr, Johnson and Strand Larsen. So Guesson on the bench for Palace with Johnson coming in. It was Johnson's corner they scored from. Manchester United with Mbeumo into the penalty area, away from Wharton, then Sesko slices it. In fact, I think it might have come off Canvo, it did, because they're all congratulating him to deflect it wide and behind. So Sesko with the chance there, bang on form, but Canvo with a block.
I mean, Canvo there is only about 10 yards on the angle on the right hand side, and he puts his laces through it, Sesko, but Canvo stands tall, doesn't turn his back and does his job. Big fist pump and a high five from his centre-half partnership as well.
Yeah, absolutely blasted it, and Canvo just stood up and took the hit.
It's great defending. That's exactly what you want from your defenders. Do your job, don't let the ball get anywhere near your keeper. High five from his centre-half partner.
That's Dion Dublin with us on 5 Live for the commentary here at Old Trafford. And Burma with the corner, left-footed, deep to the back post. Richards got his head to it for Palace, heads it across the box, cleared away by Munoz, but he's passed it straight to Dalot, who gives it back to Mbeumo. Then Dalot, his cross into the penalty area, headed up and over the top by Casemiro, who's actually taken a bang in the process, as has Sesko. Did the two of them collide? Yes, they did. Sesko and Casemiro, teammates.
Yeah, it was a decent ball in actually from Dalot into a dangerous area, but Sheshe was going back towards it, and I think it's Casemiro's going towards it, towards goal, and they just clash heads again. Just an early shout. Just talk. Say your name. Tell your teammate that you're coming. Your other teammate stays out the way. It's very, very simple, but it's happened a couple of times now. Yeah, Casemiro headed the ball, and on the follow through, I think maybe with the side of his head, caught. And now a yellow card for Crystal Palace for wasting time taking the goal kick. Lacroix shown the card for that. And, I mean, Palace haven't acted. Lacroix stands as though he just can't believe it. That's an early yellow card for time wasting. It is, and it's unnecessary as well. They're just moving the ball from one side of the 6-yard box to the other. So Manchester United with Bruno Fernandes, but he's challenged, and Palace clear it away downfield. So Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1. All of the 2 o'clock kickoffs, the 3 of them in the Premier League underway. Big story developing at Craven Cottage, where Fulham are 2-0 up against Tottenham. So Tottenham losing again. And Mbeumo playing the ball to the right for Manchester United, and Dalot still unbeaten under Michael Carrick's management. Menu's ball in, Sesko with a header, but no power on that from 16-17 yards out, and Dean Henderson's able to make a comfortable catch. I mean, I'm wanting my centre forward there. I mean, I know he's a long way out, but I want him to twist his body and really throw his forehead at it. He's just allowing the ball to hit him at the moment. If there's no pace on the cross, you have to put pace and direction on it. He didn't either. Bit more from Sesko. Yes, with the Brits in town last night, twisting his melon. Palace with the ball John, not bad at all.
On the right-hand side. Richards goes back towards the edge of his penalty area, gives it to Kamada. Kamada forward to Strand Larsen. Here is the ever mobile Sarr, Ismaila Sarr, Africa Cup of Nations winner with Senegal in January. Mitchell now on the left, plays it in, and Strand Larsen with the chance, arriving onto it as Mazraoui put the challenge in and just scooped it well wide, actually.
I mean, it's far too easy. Mitchell has travelled with the ball 30-40 yards to get into a crossing position. Larson's making and running there, Sarr's making and running there as well. Kamada's on the edge of the box. He just picked out a teammate and made it look so easy.
Yeah, and really, if you weren't with us in the first half, if you're a Crystal Palace supporter, there are such encouraging signs from this Palace display that will warm your heart as Casemiro plays it forward for Mbeumo. Sesko now taking it on through the middle. Sesko just got his feet sorted out, and then Cunha. Tackle came in on him from Munoz. The ball runs away, but Cunha's onto this again. Cunha against Munoz. Then back to Mazraoui. Mazraoui just runs across the corner of the box. Mazraoui gets it back, looking to cross towards the back post. It drifts all the way across, and Mitchell there, not sure where Mbeumo was. Might have been dropping out anyway, but Mitchell made sure and headed it behind. Corner.
Yeah, he wasn't sure, Mitchell, if there was somebody in behind him. Mbeumo there was just on the left-hand shoulder. He heads it out to safety.
Palace are coming under some pressure here at the start of the second half. 6 minutes of that played, and Mbeumo to take this again. So the left footer, socks down, bright yellow boots, and Mbeumo in towards the back post. Henderson comes, gets a punch on that, not terribly convincingly, but he punched it to teammate Mitchell, who was able to control and hack it away.
It's enough though. I mean, Henderson's got about 8 or 9 players around him, and he does get a left fist to it. It doesn't go too far, but it gets away from the danger. That's what you want from your keeper.
Ball's played through. There's a pull back by Lacroix, surely, on Cunha. And has he given us a free kick? No, he's given the penalty. He has given the penalty. Well, it seemed like a straightforward decision to have to make. I mean, Maxence Lacroix is wagging his finger, but with the naked eye there appeared to be a hand on the shoulder, a pull back. Cunha went down, and although, hang on, he's actually sending away Maguire, who I might be saying, what about a red card for Lacroix, because Cunha was bursting into the box. So he's having a long, hard think about this, Chris Kavanagh. And let's see, he's speaking to Lacroix. Dean Henderson has gone across as the Palace captain, remember now, since the departure of Mark Gay. A long think. And discussion continues. Bruno Fernandes is in there as well. And I'm not sure why this is taking quite as long as it is.
We haven't seen a replay yet, so we're not quite sure. Penalty 100%.
Yeah.
Last man.
He's obviously asked VAR to check this. You know, he's given it as a penalty, but he's waiting for the video assistant referee, Tony Harrington, to make the decision. And I think the question will be, was it outside the penalty area when the foul actually happened? Cunha drops into the box, but it might yet be a free kick outside, or is it on the line?
I think they're
what
looking.
Do you think?
They might be looking at whether he's last man or whether it's
Yeah, there's that as well. But I think the question is, did the foul continue into the penalty area? And it does seem to be on the line. I must say, I think it's Bruno Fernandes is walking forward, and it looks as though the penalty has been confirmed. Has it? Has it yet? Dean Henderson is standing having a drink to the side of the goal. There are still Palace players near the referee inside the box. We've not got the confirmation that it's a penalty yet. And when it's this close, I think it is one where you have to go with the on-field referee. You know, if it's not clear, this is the sort of microscopic VAR treatment that they are trying to.
Yeah, it's a long hold, John.
Discourage.
It's a very long hold. Lacroix there has got.
Well, I think there's. Well, he's going to go to the screen. So I think that my reading of this would be, the suggestion is that the video assistant referee is saying it might not be a penalty. Tony Harrington's been called across. The screen is actually on this side of the field, just down in front of us, just to the right of the Crystal Palace technical area. So the conversation is going on, and we'll just have to wait and see. But it would appear that Tony Harrington's advice, the video assistant referee, to the match referee, Chris Kavanagh, is to give this as a free kick, not a penalty.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be looking at the inside or the outside, or is he looking at last man as well? There could be a look at a couple of things he's looking at here, but he's stood in front of us just to the side of the technical areas there. He's just about to walk away. I think he's made his decision. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. And we will hear the announcement since he's been to the screen, just walking back onto the pitch. Here it comes.
After review, Crystal Palace number 5 commits a clear holding offence.
That's a red card. He's sent off. I think it's debatable whether there were covering defenders, but the officials have looked at it, and Crystal Palace winning 1-0, but are down to 10. One of the most important players, Maxence Lacroix, the goal scorer, remember, has been sent off, and it's a penalty to Manchester United.
Yes, it is. This is an interesting one as well, because Bruno Fernandes, as good as we know, is in the penalty spot. Henderson will know Bruno Fernandes very, very well. He'll know his style of penalty as well. We know how good Henderson can be with spot kicks. The captain's taking all the responsibility here. One of the most confident players you would like from the penalty spot. Here we go.
Yes, Bruno Fernandes, who has failed with a couple of penalties this season, but no one has scored more penalties for Manchester United than Bruno Fernandes. Dean Henderson, his former teammate. Bruno Fernandes waits. This to make it 1-1 from the penalty spot. Up he comes, Bruno Fernandes, and Henderson goes the wrong way. The ball ends up in the bottom corner, the bottom right corner, as Fernandes looks at it, and it is 1-1 with Bruno Fernandes' 7th goal of the season for Manchester United. And he runs away with the ball, he drops it in the centre circle, and he looks at the other end, to the Stretford end, and he says, come on now, come on, get behind us and see us through to the win here against now 10-man Crystal Palace.
Yeah, there's no messing from the skipper there, there's no hesitation, there's no stuttering. It's all about putting the ball down, big deep breath, let me take charge of this situation, stick the ball in the back of the net, and let's get ourselves back in this game. Very, very good penalty that from Bruno Fernandes.
Yes, no more of the old Bruno bounce, do you remember that?
I do, yeah. He worked though, John, I've got to say, most of the time, but this is an occasion where you do not take any chances. Let me do what I do well, put the ball in the back of the net, and let me get my team back in the game.
And Oliver Glasner is going to react to this. So it is now Manchester United 1, Crystal Palace 1, but Lacroix sent off. So Richards has gone across into the middleman position, and coming on to play at the back, Chadi Riyad, the Moroccan defender, who's had terrible issues with injury during the course of the time that he's been at Crystal Palace since he signed from Barcelona. So he is on to play on the left-hand side, and Camvo's actually gone across to the right, and the other change, Strand Larsen has been taken off, and Evan Gessan has come onto the field to replace him. So that's quite a rejig from Oliver Glasner with the 10 men. More from that from Dion Dublin in a moment. But the other matches, Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1, and Fulham 2, Tottenham 0 were the latest scores last we heard. But let's go to Vicarage Road. Aaron Paul.
Here at Craven Cottage, it's Fulham 2, Spurs 0. Fulham agonising close to a third. Oscar Bob robbing the ball off Palhinha, putting him on his back, feeding in Smith Rowe down the left-hand side. He shot across the goal, glanced past the post, and that was enough for Igor Tudor. A hat-trick of substitutions for him. Tell, Richarlison and Pap Sarr all on. 58 gone, Fulham 2, Spurs 0.
Did I say Vicarage Road there?
Yes, you did.
Well, it is a Sunday. We've got the team news coming very shortly on Arsenal-Chelsea. But Manchester United with their tails up after the Bruno Fernandes equaliser. Half an hour to play. Manchester United with it on the left-hand side. And here is the cross from Mazraoui. On it hits Sesko and bounces behind off his shins. It was almost like he was caught LBW. It bounced off his shins and away, and he actually looked down at the pitch.
Yeah, he was, I know exactly what the situation was with him there. He gets across his man. It's a great run. He's just I don't know, 2-3 yards ahead of the near post. He's thinking, do I leave it or do I take it and go for goal? He was caught in two minds. He didn't make his mind up either way. I think he has a go at that. Swings his left foot, see what happens.
So Manchester United 1, Crystal Palace 1. It is time to get the team news from the Emirates Stadium. I think I've got the right name this time. Alistair Bruce Ball.
Yes, the old Highbury just over the way, John. Nice and easy from the Arsenal point of view. The same team Mikel Arteta names that beat Spurs in the derby 4-1 last weekend. Only the bench is strengthened because Kai Havertz is available, so he's named amongst the subs. Chelsea's last game was the 1-1 home draw against Burnley. 2 changes here. Wesley Fofana suspended after the sending off, so Mamadou Sarr, the 20-year-old, comes in for a first Premier League start, and at left-back, Jarell Harto makes a 4th Premier League start, and he comes in for Malo Gusto.
Thank you very much, Ali. Very much looking forward to that later. Just 2 points now between Arsenal and Manchester City after what was a really hard-fought win, actually, for Manchester City yesterday at Elland Road. And sun coming out now brightly again, even though from where we sit here in the Bobby Charlton stand, we can just see grey skies above. Palace breaking away. Wharton, little ball forward to Kamada, and Kamada has taken it all the way, plays it through the middle. Sarr with the run, but it's turned back to goalkeeper Lammens, who passes it forward for Manchester United. So yes, Strand Larsen and Johnson were the men who came off, and Riyad and Ghessand are coming on. Evan Ghessand, who has scored in the last 2 matches against Wolves and against Zrinski. But Manchester United with the extra man now here at Old Trafford, 1-0 down for such a long time in the match that you'd have to consider they'd be the favourites now to go on and win this. You would think. Bruno Fernandes curling it in, cleared away by Campbell. That was last-ditch stuff, wasn't it, with Sesko lurking beyond him.
Had to get that right, by the way. I mean, Palace can't get out at the moment.
Now a foul on Ghessand by Harry Maguire in the centre circle. Maguire puts his hands up over his face. Ghessand is left on the ground. It's a free kick, and Ghessand just taking his time to get to his feet. I wondered whether that might have been a case for a yellow card.
No, nowhere near. Nowhere
just
near.
backed into him.
Just backs into him there. Yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing, Harry Maguire.
Yeah. Why
he's got his head in his hands. It's just a very cute bit of defending. Puts his centre forward off. Centre forward's got no chance of bringing it down and creating anything at all. But it is a free kick.
That was the reaction from Harry Maguire.
Absolutely.
It was like he was playing people, wasn't it, with the referee? Had his hands right in front of his face. Manchester United 1, Crystal Palace 1. Choice of listening continues. Sport Extra for Fulham against Tottenham. Sport Extra 2 for Brighton against Nottingham Forest, where Brighton continue to lead by 2-1. And Sport Extra 3 for the T20 World Cup, on which Kevin Howells will update us, but Richards playing it through to Sarr, who hits a shot from just outside the tee, but too close to Lammens, who is able to just take a couple of quick steps to his left and gather the ball into his chest. So come in, Kevin Howells.
India-West Indies, the winners of this game, play England in the semi-final on Thursday. The West Indies batting first of total 195 for 4. Could be a vital partnership there. 76 off just 35 balls between Jason Holder and Rodman Powell. India require 196 to win.
And Bruno Fernandes, as Manchester United break forward, hitting a shot. Classic Bruno Fernandes, that cutting in from the left on his right foot, the dipping effort, but just didn't get the direction right, and it bounced across goal and beyond the far post.
You know what, I think there was a bigger cheer for the pass from Casemiro. He's 10 yards inside his own half and he pings it 25 yards inside the Palace half on the left wing. 40-yard crossfield pass. Bruno Fernandes didn't move. What a pass from Casemiro.
Casemiro into his final weeks, really, as a Manchester United player. But he's had a good season, hasn't he? And the partnership with Mainoo has really flourished under Michael Carrick. Won what is in this spell Michael Carrick's 7th match as the Manchester United manager. Cunha does well to keep his feet, actually. Cunha, who won the penalty that led to the sending off of Lacroix. Here's the man who equalised, Bruno Fernandes, passing it forward. Cunha into the box. Mitchell with a challenge, and the ball runs free for Campbell to come across and chip it away. Back to Bruno Fernandes. Back into the area. Sesko with the header! 2-1 Manchester United. And Sesko scores again. What a run appearances for Manchester United. He's scored in 3 in a row, and Manchester United have turned this around in the second half. They lead 2-1 against Crystal Palace now.
Down to the captain yet again. He's on the left-hand side from that brilliant pass from Casemiro. Takes a shot, nothing on it. This time he's on the right-hand side, demanding the ball. Give me the ball, I want to put the ball in the box. Šeško this time starts behind his defender, gets across his defender, and you know what? I'm saying head it, head it. He does exactly that with power and precision. That's what you need to do when you're a centre-forward. Be horrible to play against. What a header, what a ball.
That's a centre-forward's header, Dion. He's got away from Canvo, who's the defender closest to him. Made his own space. Positive. Attack.
You've got to know exactly what you've got with Šeško. He's not going to beat 5 players with pace and skill. Put the ball in the box. He's a big old unit. He can head the ball incredibly well. Give him a chance to score goals. Cross it as much as you possibly can. Just watching the replay here. Brilliant direction, brilliant power, brilliant centre-forward play.
Well, last weekend I was watching Victor Gyökeres, who's going from strength to strength with Arsenal, and this Sunday afternoon that is Benjamin Sesko's 9th goal for Manchester United, 8 of them in the Premier League. So 2-1 to Manchester United here. What about Craven Cottage? Aaron Paul.
Hello, 25 to go. We have a goal for Tottenham. Richarlison, rising eyes at the back stick. Really good work by Archie Gray to keep the ball in right down by the byline. Lofts across it. Leno can't get to it. Richarlison there to nod it past the goalkeeper. Then an almighty scrap between him and Bassi as Richarlison tried to get the ball back to the halfway line. Fulham 2, Spurs 1.
Manchester United all over Crystal Palace now. This time Cunha, him cutting in from the left-hand side. His shot from the edge of the area, but straight at Henderson, who was able to collect it.
Just great into play, really. Again, it went into Šeško and Bruno Fernandes is off the centre-forward. There's a different feeling now. Yes, they've got the goals. Yes, they are in front, but just moving the ball a lot better now. United got that extra player.
Yeah, that's crucial, isn't it? The sending off of Lacroix before Bruno Fernandes equalised. So 2 goals in the space of 8 minutes for Manchester United to turn the match around. Now Adam Wharton is being withdrawn from the midfield, and Will Hughes is going to come on to replace him. Oliver Glasner, and he must have been impressed by what he saw in the first half, particularly the first half hour. But as we suggested, Dion, late on in that first half, you know, Manchester United did get going, and, well, they are in their stride now.
They are, and they're just... It's plain to see. This looks like a different side to the one in the first half. It's just 1 and 2 touch, making it look easy, looking like United again. They didn't look like United in the first half, and Palace have obviously got to play a different game completely.
Palace, rare attack for them in the second half. Maguire comes forward, heads it out of the penalty area. Cunha's claiming that he was being fouled. Referee Kavanagh agrees with him. Manchester United take a quick free kick. Manchester United winning 2-1. In fact, all 3 of these Premier League matches currently underway are being won 2-1 by the home team. Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Going to go back there in a moment. Fulham 2, Tottenham 1. And commentary on Arsenal, Chelsea to come from 4:30 with Alistair Bruce Ball and Matthew Upson. Looking forward to bringing you commentary from the FA Cup next weekend. Where's that going to take you, Dion? Looking forward to Wrexham Chelsea.
Oh, is that you, is it?
Saturday
What a good
afternoon.
game that is, by the way.
Just,
What
yes.
a great game.
Are you on your travels?
You know what, John? I don't know until I look at my diary. You know what, John? My manager's only sitting 2 yards away from me, Jo Tong. She might be able to tell me
she's keeping
where I am.
She is man-marking you.
She isn't she? And I think she might have an earpiece in listening to me as well. So I'm under severe pressure here.
I'm not sure she has. She's looking very poker-faced sitting there as Maguire plays it out to the left-hand side. We'll go to Brighton again when we get a chance. In fact, let's do that now, because Munoz has just put the ball out of play. So what's happening with you, Sohail Sahi?
Yeah, we've got 22 minutes to play here, John. Still Brighton leading Nottingham Forest by 2-1. Brighton had a chance from a free kick. It was Pascal Gross. It bobbled towards Sales. He flopped down to his right and palmed it away. Nottingham Forest, considering where they are in the table, they're lacking urgency. Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1.
Yes, Forest losing, Tottenham losing. So all of those Leeds United supporters will be happy enough for that, as indeed will the players, and Daniel Farke. as Kobbie Mainoo loses possession, but does well actually, having lost possession or being dispossessed by Gessan. Mainoo chased after him, won the ball back. Now Mainoo all over the back of Kamada, who tumbles down to the ground, and that's a free kick to Palace, just forward of the centre circle. Oliver Glasner, who's got rid of that light jacket now, comes forward. He's all in sort of what colour is that? Oliver Glasner's in. It's sort of blue, sort of purpley blue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Trousers,
I was going to go charcoal
and
there.
Jumper.
Charcoaly blue, mate.
Okay, that's it. Yeah. It's not far away. Anyway, he goes back and sits down in amongst the red Manchester bricks down there in the dugout. Free kick to Palace. Will Hughes to take this. Manchester United leading Palace by 2-1. And Hughes, left-footed, drives it forward. Richards is after it, but Manchester United actually headed away. Casemiro did well there. It was Casemiro who won the header. Comes back to the Brazilian. Casemiro, 34 years old now. And then he hits the pass. You paid tribute to him, Dion, for the pass that led to the winning of the penalty, wasn't it, when Cunha was sent through. Casemiro, he's still got it, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, what I like about Casemiro is as much as he's running as good as he is, if he sees a pass, he'll try it, and if it gets cut out, he'll try it again. He's just got so much ability and confidence in his own ability as well that, you know, you don't win what he's won multiple times if you're not got a little bit in your locker, let me say.
Yeah. Manchester United leading by 2-1, with Palace leading 1-0 at half-time. The sending off of Lacroix, then the scoring of the penalty by Bruno Fernandes, and then Sesko with Bruno Fernandes putting over the cross. Perfect, really. Meat and drink for a top-class centre-forward. And Sesko duly gobbled it up. Ball in the centre circle with Maguire. Maguire, and turns it to his left. I think the only issue with Maguire will be in terms of the World Cup squad, as Mazraoui breaks forward down the left-hand side. It's Cunha. Cunha goes into the box. Then it's won back by Manchester United. Across from Mainoo. Chance for a third. Casemiro on the edge of the area, but quickly closed down. However, Dalot curls it into the back post. Cunha heads it across. Then Richards was there to stretch forward and head it out towards the far side. Yep. Palace are on the rack here now. This is much, much better. I know some of our colleagues here in the media area who watch every match said first half worst performance so far under Michael Carrick. Ball crossed into the area and chested behind by Mitchell. That's another corner to the home side. But really, since the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the first half, and certainly the second half, they have upped their game.
Yeah, all United just playing how they have played for the last 5 or 6 games with sheer confidence. You can hear the fans as well have got on board. There was a little bit of restlessness with the fans in the first half, but that is all change.
Michael Carrick just down there with Steve Holland and Amad Diallo as well. He's going to be the next man to come on, and I think he's going to replace Sesko. And Burmo with the corner, curls it in towards the back post. Richards wins that, had to stretch against Casemiro. It's volleyed back in, out to the right hand side. What a pass that is by Bruno Fernandes to Burmo. Controls it in the left back area. His ball into the back post. Casemiro saved by Henderson on the volley. Casemiro, his body language, the way that he hit that, he was thinking goal, but Henderson made the save and now makes the catch as it's played back in.
Yeah, I mean, Henderson made that save look very, very simple, caught it incredibly well on the far post. Casemiro, let me tell you, side-footed it, didn't want to go with the laces because you are not in control as much with the laces. Casemiro hits the target, Henderson bounces it away. Look at the replay, he's 6 yards out, should really be a goal, but Henderson makes a very, very good point-blank save.
And with that save, that keeps the score 2-1 to Manchester United. And here we are, Sesko, having started today on as a substitute in the last 5. Quite a big call by Michael Carrick. Quite quiet in the first half, Sesko. Had a chance he didn't take. But Old Trafford is warming to this 22-year-old Slovenian who gets a little light embrace from Michael Carrick as he leaves the field, having today scored his 9th goal for Manchester United.
Yeah, good shift. Second half, much better. A bit more help from his midfield players as well. Better ball up to him as well, so he can affect the game. And more chance for him to score goals. Made it look simple.
Yep. Job well done. His job is to score goals, and with the scoreline as it is, his goal will be the winner as Crystal Palace win a free kick. Sarr was fouled. Free kick off inside their own half. If you've just switched on, if you weren't listening earlier, really dramatic Old Firm match in Glasgow. Rangers 2, Celtic 2. Rangers were 2-0 up. Highlights on the BBC in Scotland later today. So Hearts now 7 points clear at the top of Rangers, who are 2 points ahead of Celtic, who are 2 points ahead of Motherwell. And right now, Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1. That is on Sports Extra 2. Fulham 2, Tottenham 1. That is on Sports Extra. And India-West Indies continues on Sports Extra 3 with Arsenal-Chelsea to come. And all 10 of the matches in the Premier League you will hear on 5 Live and BBC Sounds on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and lots of commentaries from the FA Cup next weekend, starting on Tuesday night with the second Wolves-Liverpool match of the week. Here is Gessan. Crystal Palace with 10 men trying to come back level, but Kamada has overhit that pass, and Mazraoui was able to hair across, take possession, clear it away ahead of Munoz. Hughes, though, for Crystal Palace, who are showing something here with less than 15 minutes to play under darkening skies at Old Trafford. Kamada, Mitchell's ball across, Hughes with a sort of half-hit shot that was easily cleared away. Riyad, the substitute defender, actually goes back to Richards on the halfway line, and Campbell will give it back to Chris Richards. So that will obviously be a suspension for Lacroix as well, who will be out of that match against Tottenham on Thursday night.
I mean, it just goes to show, doesn't it, how important he is. Yes, they're disjointed because of that 10 men, but he's so important to them.
Sarr, who was very influential in the early stages, his pass to Kamada, that was cleared away. Bruno Fernandes, but Richards just got a fortunate break there, so Palace have still got it. Riyad goes back to Henderson. Palace passing it out from the back, then Riyad to Richards. Richards back to Hughes. Hughes has a look up and decides he's got the chance to carry the ball forward, which he is doing. Still going, Hughes, but his pass is short to Mitchell, so Amad Diallo is able to come across and win the ball back for Manchester United. Let's go back to Craven Cottage again. Aaron Paul.
Fulham 2, Tottenham 1, 14 to go here, and we've just seen another chance for Fulham go begging. Tom Kearney, the ball dropping to him on his favoured left foot, edge of the area, just dragged a shot wide again. John, it's Fulham who are pressing and probing, hunting for a third. Fulham 2, Tottenham 1.
Still Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1 as well, so all of these matches still in the balance. 2-1 here at Old Trafford. Yes, I think there might be a shower not far away. We had a short, sharp shower just before the start of the match, and the atmosphere inside the ground, just a little lull at the moment, and it's the Palace fans to our right that you can hear as Manchester United have it in the central third of the field.
Yeah, you can feel the United fans just want that. They want that 2-goal gap. They're not quite sure yet. They are quite nervous, I think, the Man United fans at the moment.
I did just have a look earlier to see if Sir Jim Ratcliffe was here today, because this is the first match that Manchester United have played at Old Trafford since his controversial interview when he talked about the UK being colonised by immigrants. I don't think he is here. I certainly haven't seen him. But interestingly, it's just been shown by Gary Flintoff, our producer, that there was a banner, Manchester United banner, a flag with the red, white and black on it, and written across it, it says, these are Manchester United supporters, MUFC proudly colonised by immigrants. So some Manchester United supporters have had their say on that. Ball chipped over the top by Casemiro, lovely from Bruno Fernandes. Amad Diallo with a shot, but Henderson going down, full extension, but he didn't get the bend on it that he wanted with his left foot, and Henderson was able just to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, the vision, I mean, again, Casemiro around the corner ball for Mbeumo and for Bruno Fernandes. They both got onto it. I'm glad that Fernandes got onto it because Mbeumo was offside, and Fernandes' visions and just puts it over his left shoulder, and Amad's behind him. Just he makes everything tick for Manchester United.
Doesn't he just? I know you have had dealings with him recently, haven't you, at the training ground, Bruno Fernandes, and he is a presence.
Yeah, he's a presence, and he just makes sure that everything's right with the players, make sure the conduct's right with the players, and if something needs to be done, he'll get it done. if somebody within his squad aren't doing what they should be doing, he'll let them know as well. This is on and off the pitch as well. So I think he's lucky to be playing for a club like Man United, but I think Man United are very lucky to have someone like him.
31 years old now. And he's so important. That's his 7th goal of the season. 3 penalties that he scored. In total, the 41st penalty, which, as I said, was a Manchester United record. 41st penalty that he scored for the club. And there were rumours, wasn't there, that he might make the move to one of the moneyed leagues last summer. But I don't know. I think you would think whoever the Manchester United manager is, whether it's Michael Carrick or whoever, I think they'd be loath to lose him. Here is Dalot. Here is Bruno Fernandes, the man of the second half, into the area, cleared away by Campo. Hughes has passed it away, but he's given it away to Casemiro. Casemiro now to Bruno Fernandes in the D, then back into the box. Casemiro, he might have been tripped there by Richards, but I think the ball had gone, actually. It had already rolled through to Henderson. And in any case, Casemiro didn't go down.
Yeah, he has this amazing knack, Casemiro, whether there's people out there think that his legs have gone or he's not going to do it anymore. He just has this footballing brain that just says, how can I get into an assist position? How can I make the pass? How can I score the goal? His knowledge of the game is very, very good and advanced of most.
Still, all 3 of these live Premier League matches are 2-1 to the home teams. 2-1 here to Manchester United. Nottingham Forest 2-1 down at Brighton. Tottenham 2-1 down at Fulham. As Cunha will try a shot from 23 yards, but all along the ground Henderson was able to go down, and that was a routine save as well, down to his left. Also, Bradford-Toulouse in the Super League we are following this afternoon. Matt Newsom.
Yeah, 7 minutes to the break, and it's 6 apiece here. Bradford replying to Anthony Marion's try on the back of back-to-back penalties. Bradford got the same, and a fine finish. Wonga Blake in the corner brings it all square. Bradford 6, Toulouse 6.
Free kick to Palace, 10 yards inside their own half. Palace with Hughes, who will find Mitchell as it bounces up to him, sort of neck height. He gets the ball under control, gives it back to Hughes. Now here's Sarr, strong again. Sarr against Menu. Then Gesson to Munoz. Back to Kamada. Just took a heavy touch on the edge of the area, and that presented it to Mazraoui, who was able to hit it away back towards the halfway line.
I think Munoz there coming in from the right-hand side. I think what he's got to do to Kamada's got to go round the outside of him to move the defenders, so that Munoz has the time to take the shot. Got that one all wrong, the two of them. No communication again.
Palace again with the 10 men since the 56th minute, when Maxence Lacroix was sent off after a VAR check. He conceded a penalty. He was sent off for denying a clear goal-scoring opportunity, and since then Manchester United have scored the 2 goals, and Palace are winning a free kick in the central third. Zirkzee is going to be the next man, Joshua Zirkzee, and also Aidan Heaven coming on, so a double change for Manchester United. Michael Carrick in that thigh-length black coat, just standing, just puts his hand on the back of Heaven's shirt. Palace with the free kick, though. They won't make the changes just yet. So Kamada to take this. Manchester United holding a line on the edge of their penalty area. It's actually played square to Mitchell, the free kick, and then Mitchell drives it through the middle and takes it on and shoots, and it curls away over the top of the crossbar. If Tyrick Mitchell had scored that, that would certainly have been a contender for the best goal of his career. Right, Kamada coming off from the midfield, so both Wharton and Kamada have been replaced, and Jeremy Pino is coming on for the latter stages. So I think Oliver Glasner is saying here, look, we're going to go for it, we're going to try and get something out of this with that change. And now the 2 changes for Manchester United. It's Harry Maguire who is coming off. Surprised by that, Dean? Has he got a problem?
I am surprised by that. He's just strolling off. He's clapping the fans. He doesn't seem to be limping or in any distress at all. He's had a good game. He's had a very good game, very composed under pressure. Good leader back there as well. Done well, Harry Maguire. Doesn't look happy though to be coming off.
I mean, he has sort of pulled up the front of his shirt, and I think there's something not right, because the way that he's talking to Michael Carrick there, it's as if Michael Carrick has asked him what the deal is. Don't you think?
Yeah, maybe he keeps pointing to his eyes, and maybe it's his vision, or
maybe he's taking a bang as well.
Something like
Lost
that.
Luke Shaw in the first half.
Yeah.
Now Harry Maguire going off.
And he's going straight down the tunnel, Harry Maguire,
Yeah,
with the physio.
definitely he's not right, is he? So we'll be asking Michael Carrick about that later. Both Shaw and Maguire. Manchester United's midweek match is at St James's Park on Wednesday night, as Yeremy Pino nips in because Dalot slipped. He has Gessan, who's scored in the last 2 matches for Crystal Palace, on loan from one of your old clubs, Aston Villa. Evan Gessan. Palace go back into their own half. Now Munoz on the right-hand side. They're just suggesting here that Palace, even with the 10 men, might be capable of having a strong finish in the match. But as they push forward, of course, that may well offer up opportunities for Manchester United at the other end.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm going to have to pull out that touch from Xerxes there. I mean, the ball gets cleared by the keeper and it's in the air for a good 2 or 3 seconds. Xerxes holding off Richards, the centre-half, and he takes it down impeccably to bring his teammates into play. It was worth a mention.
It was. Highlights on Match of the Day tonight. Whether that will make it in or not, I'm not sure.
Well, I hope so for him, to be fair. He hasn't had many highlights this year. Let's get as many as we can in for him.
Match of the Day, BBC One tonight, anytime on the iPlayer, and the goals and clips you'll be able to see from 8 o'clock tonight, which will obviously feature Arsenal-Chelsea. That you will hear with us on 5 Live from 4:30 as Manchester United take possession. Heaven playing it up towards Amad Diallo. Mitchell tight on him, but the wrong side. Casemiro's able to take it on. Then Richards steps in, might have taken an arm across the face from Amad Diallo. It's Palace though. Pino's passed way over the top of Gessan, who won't reach that, and the ball will just bounce harmlessly over the white line now for a goal kick.
Yeah, but Gessan's got to go for that. I mean, yeah, he's overhit it, but he's got a lot of grass to go into. The ball's got a lot of time to slow down, and you've got to make those bad balls into good ones, especially when you're a goal down as well. You've got to really work a little bit harder.
73,934 people inside Old Trafford. Still 2-1 Manchester United. It is still Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1, and it is still Fulham 2, Tottenham 1. Goal kick. Time running out in all 3 matches. Just over 2 minutes of the 90 to play here at Old Trafford, as Gessan is able to bring it down, but in steps Cunha, passes it back to Lamans. Manchester United on course here to make it 6 wins out of 7 under Michael Carrick in this spell as the Manchester United manager. Mainoo inside his own half, gets in amongst the thick of things, wins it back, then it's played forward now. Bruno Fernandes, he's got Xerxes ahead of him, he is able to find the pass to Xerxes, but that forces him down towards the dead ball line. Nevertheless, he finds Mainoo. Bruno Fernandes again, who is full of zip and energy. Bruno Fernandes, then Casemiro to the edge of the box. Little Amad Diallo just runs it away. Then it's given away by Dalot, and then Hughes and Casemiro in a 50-50 challenge. The ball bounces clear, and Crystal Palace are able to play it forward. Mitchell to Sarr. Sarr now, this could open up, but Aidan Hammond comes across, puts his hands on Sarr, fouls him. Sarr immediately spins away, appeals to the referee, and out comes the yellow card for the recently arrived Heaven.
Yeah, good play from Heaven, to be fair, because he knows that if Sarr goes past him, he's got the ball past him, all he has to do is just hold on to his shirt or his collar, just making sure that Sarr doesn't go past him. That is a good place to give away a free kick and take the yellow for your team. Slow it down.
Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1, but a free kick for Palace. So Richards has been sent up, Riyad and Canvo as well, all 3 of the central defenders now up there to join all of the players in either red or white on the edge of the box. Pino's going to take the free kick for Palace, which he does, delivers it at an angle, and it drops over Dalot, and Richards can't get there, and it's all the way through for a goal kick And in the 90th minute, Manchester United leading by 2-1. Still Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Still Fulham 2, Tottenham 1. And Tottenham heading for another defeat. In the Super League, Bradford Toulouse. Matt Newsom.
Yeah, half-time in this one, 10-6 after Bradford went ahead early on. Rowan Milne's goal. Anthony Marion put Toulouse ahead, 6-2. Try for Wonga Blake, and then Ethan Ryan just before half-time, putting the game back in Bradford's favour. Half-time is Bradford 10, Toulouse 6.
Groans here at Old Trafford because the 8 minutes of added time have been indicated. It feels like we've had a never-ending procession of substitutions, which obviously adds to it all. We've had a couple of stoppages as well. Manchester United then. The job's not done yet against 10-man Crystal Palace. Commentary to come from 4:30 on Arsenal-Chelsea with Alistair Bruce Ball and Matt Upson. I think will be finished their lunch now. Here is Bruno Fernandes playing it out to the right-hand side. Dalot forward to Amad Diallo. Diallo now moving infield. Mitchell chasing him. Mainoo. Manchester United with the ball where they want it, inside the Palace half. Back to Bruno Fernandes and Mainoo. And then it's deflected off Riyad, headed away by Richards, prodded forward by Bruno Fernandes. Canvo gets his foot to it on the edge of the area for Palace. Gessan, Casemiro goes to ground, puts in the tackle, comes out now for Manchester United. Mazraoui, and then Bruno Fernandes forward to Mazraoui. Richards was able to step forward though and take possession, and Palace looked to break. Munoz, there's no one better to break than him, the right wing back, but Mazraoui did a good job there, and actually Munoz in the end just knocked the ball forward and gave possession back to Manchester United, who will, with Cunha, win a cheap free kick. Munoz can complain about that, but get his hands on his shoulders, and that's exactly what Manchester United want them to do.
Yeah, I think Man United at the moment, they're kind of making this period of the game a little bit difficult for themselves when there's a lot of physical contact here. They're getting caught on the ball. There shouldn't be any Palace player getting near a Man United shirt now. Just pass. Make the pitch as big as possible. Make Palace players run as far as they have to run. They're all shattered as well, so keep the ball comfortable. Any contact comes close to you, pass it to a teammate.
That's the voice of Dion Dublin with us on 5 Live from the BBC. As Palace played forward to Gessan, but Heaven was able to, as it bounced away off Gessan, Heaven got a touch on that and hit the ball across to Dalot, who did well with a couple of touches to actually prevent it from going out of play. And then it's brought down nicely by Mainoo, and Mainoo forward to Amad Diallo. Palace have got men back. Amad Diallo uses Mainoo, and then onto his right foot, Diallo! Oh, what a save by Henderson. That was fingertips to his right. That was bound for goal, and Henderson, with the very tips of his gloves, was able to get a deflection on that to send it wide of the post.
That's, we've seen a great save yesterday with Pickford as well. If you watch Match of the Day, the Jordan Pickford save was outstanding, let me tell you. But this one isn't too far off as well. It's a two-handed save. I mean, Diallo goes to shoot with his left foot. I've actually gone for that, but then he chops inside on his right. It's going in the top corner. Henderson makes an unbelievable two-handed save to his right.
Oh yeah, that's the show was saying angle after angle. The one to show was the one from in the net, which was an excellent angle. Should have shown that first. Here's the corner. In it goes, but lands on the roof of the net. Straight behind from Bruno Fernandes. Goal kick to Crystal Palace. Dion, we've had, what is that, 3.5 minutes of the 8.
Yeah,
so still plenty of time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Oliver Glasner will be thinking to himself, we've still got a chance of nicking a point here, and they are moving the ball a little bit quicker. Palace trying to get into the box, getting up to Gesson as soon as they possibly can as well.
But trying to think, I'm not sure Lamons has actually had a save to make in the second half, and Palace then get the ball forward from the goal kick, but it comes back at them. It's Amad Diallo against Riyad, down the right wing. Riyad puts in the tackle, didn't make it. Amad Diallo skips away, Xerxes with a chance, it actually hits Canvo, bounces out to Bruno Fernandes, but Richards just got there first for Crystal Palace on the edge of the area to prevent Bruno Fernandes from shooting. And Manchester United surely don't want this to become a chaotic end to the match.
Which is what it's become.
Yeah, because then anything could happen. And Canvo passing it for Hughes, he won't reach that. Heaven gets there quite comfortably and is able to pass it back to goalkeeper Lammens. And then Bruno Fernandes wins a good header. Mainoo through to Amad Diallo, who's in an offside position, and actually he is probably fouled by Richards, but it doesn't matter because the offside decision had already come. Although actually Amad Diallo quite shrewdly is going to stay down, and Henderson comes and helps him unceremoniously to get back to his feet.
Yeah, he puts his hand out and Amad grabs it, so he lifts him up. He's a lot bigger than Amad, and he lifts him off the floor.
Yes, I suspect probably all 21 players out on the pitch are probably bigger than Amad Diallo. Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1. Manchester United on the way to what would be a 6th win out of 7 under Michael Carrick since he was reappointed as the manager. Nottingham Forest and Tottenham both heading for defeat. Palace crossing into the area. Yoro's able to head that away though for Manchester United. Xerxes stretching, bringing it down, but he's given it away to Sarr. Sarr looking to Mitchell. Mitchell's going to take it down into the full-back position. Bruno Fernandes, of course, is the player who comes across. Does get the cross in, but Dalot steps forward, passes it away. Casemiro curls it to Bruno Fernandes. How much ground he must have covered, Bruno Fernandes. Oh, nice play from Xerxes, plays it around Richards. Then infield, Cunha. Palace defenders trying to get back. Cunha, little ball to his left to Bruno Fernandes. Now Amad Diallo onto his right foot, across, Xerxes with a left foot. That's blocked by Riyad inside the area, comes back to Xerxes. Mainoo controls it, Mainoo shoots, and the ball bounces down wide of the left post as he looked at it, with Henderson scrambling. Goal kick, still 2-1 Manchester United.
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 players there with red shirts, all hands on their knees as if to say, how have we scored there? These are the little margins where you need to put a game to bed by making it 3-1, because at the moment now, even though we've got minutes left, seconds left, Palace are still within a shout.
Manchester United winning. They are going 3rd in the Premier League with this scoreline. Nottingham Forest and Tottenham heading for defeat. Forest go to Manchester City on Wednesday night. Tottenham will play Palace. Here's Gessan playing it square. Pino's ball into the box. Gessan won't get there. Lammens just runs across and allows the ball to run through and behind for a goal kick. And we are in now the 8th and final minute of the time that has been added on. Arsenal-Chelsea coming up at 4:30. 6:06 tonight with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. The lines will be open at half-time, but you can get in touch now. Hashtag BBC 606, text 85058 to book your call. Is it finished at Fulham? Aaron Paul.
It is. It's another defeat for Tottenham. Now no win in 10 for Spurs, beaten by 2-1 here. Harry Milson with the first, awarded by VAR in controversial circumstances. Raul Jimenez pushing Dragusin in the back. No question about the second though. Iwobi with the 1-2 with Wilson and striking into the bottom corner. Richarlison pull one back for Spurs, and that's actually when they started to play. They looked half decent, John, but fundamentally it's yet another game and another defeat for Tottenham. 10, as I mentioned, without a win. The first time they've been on that run since 1994 under Ossie Ardiles. It's finished here at Craven Cottage. Fulham 2, Spurs 1.
More to come from Aaron on that. Also more to come later, because Brighton have beaten Nottingham Forest by 2-1. But now the final seconds of action here at Old Trafford, with Manchester United 2-1 up, but Palace on the attack. Pino plays it in. Gessan sticks out a leg on the edge of the area. It bounces back, and Kobbie Mainoo with the tackle on Pino, and Manchester United have seen it out. Michael Carrick's Manchester United win again. This one from 1-0 down against Crystal Palace early on in the match, but Palace had their goal scorer Lacroix sent off, and from that point Manchester United were able to turn it around. Bruno Fernandes scored a penalty, and the winner coming from one of Manchester United's men of the moment, Benjamin Sesko. 2-1 Manchester United. Dion Dublin, 6 wins out of 7 under Michael Carrick. He's won 4 out of 4 at home in this spell. And look at the Premier League table now. Manchester United are 3rd.
Well deserved today, by the way. I thought Palace were great for 30 minutes, 35 minutes in the first half. They actually put Man United to the sword. Man United finding it difficult to get a foothold in the game, creating any chances, because Palace were all over them. Yeah, the sending off makes a huge difference to the game, but you still have to go and win the game, create chances. And Man United did that, led by their captain again. Bruno Fernandes outstanding. I thought Casemiro as well was outstanding. Šeško's goal, he had a couple of headers early on, a little bit weak. I gave him a bit of stick for that. The goal he scored was absolutely spot on, and it was the perfect kind of goal for him to score, for Man United to get 3 points. Fully deserved, and well done, Michael Carrick.
Yeah, Michael Carrick just congratulating Casemiro. Another very good match from him. Bruno Fernandes, though, in the second half, it was him again, the captain, who really made it tick, providing the ball in for Šeško to score. So when you look at his first little spell, those 3 matches after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that means that Michael Carrick has now won all 4 matches at home over the 2 spells as Manchester United's manager. So the first Manchester United manager to win his first 5 matches since Frank O'Farrell back in the 70s. So this will not quieten the calls that there have been for him to get the job at the end of the season on an even more permanent basis.
Yeah, well, the best way to make the noise is just to keep getting the points and keep doing your job. And we know what Michael Carrick's like. He's a very unassuming, quality person, lovely man himself. Doesn't shout, doesn't scream, but he gets his point across, and he's getting it across to all those players that are out there now, walking around Old Trafford, clapping their fans, saying thank you for staying with us, and Michael Carrick's in amongst it as well.
Yep, 4 wins out of 4 at home in this spell, 5 wins out of 5 at home as the Manchester United manager. So that is it. Manchester United winners by 2-1 here at Old Trafford.